Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another crafting live for Christmas in July. I have been crafting away this week and working on a lot of different projects, filming videos, doing all kinds of stuff. We were supposed to go to Disney today, but it's kind of yucky out, so we decided not to go. So I figured I would do a live for you guys. Do a live crafting hour. So welcome in. Today we are going to be using our little vintage elf or knee-hugging elf that I picked up. I got these at Goodwill bins. Surprising. These are hard to find usually. So far I think I've found 4. And the funny thing is, they're usually in with the toys. They're not usually in with the crafting supplies. They're usually in with the toys. So I didn't find all 4 at the same time. I found them at different times, but I've done another project with one already. And so I wanted to do this one again. For those of you who have not seen my, I've posted it. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I did a... Let me grab it. Hold on one second. I did a Toy Story Woody on a mashed potato or potato masher. I don't know if you guys can see him. It's kind of zoomed in here. Whoops. I gotta fix this. One of my little things came off. Yeah, I did a Woody on a potato masher. So I wanted to do a similar one with a knee-hugging elf. Something similar, but there is my Woody. Let me see if I can pull this back a little bit. I'm not quite sure. I'm still trying to work out the kinks with Streamlabs for my lives because I can't quite adjust my, let's see, yeah, I can't zoom out for some reason. Anyhow. Here's Woody. I don't know if you can see him or not. He is on a mashed potato or a potato masher. And I didn't do a full tutorial on him. So we're going to do a tutorial like via live today using the elf instead. And we're also going to be using my vintage games die cuts right here. Because he's going to be holding some games instead of Christmas ornaments. So I'll probably start getting these put together. These are just like my Shiny Bright ornament box covers, my miniature Shiny Bright ornament box covers, but they're all vintage games. These are all games that I've actually thrifted. I have these games in my game chest right now. But I photographed all of them. I shrunk them down and made little miniature game box covers. So we're going to make the bottoms to these. I'm not going to do all of these because I won't have time, but I'll pick out the one that I want to do or a couple that I want to do and include in this project. So let's see. I'm not sure if I'm seeing my chats or not. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any, it might just be that I haven't seen any chats come in, but that's okay. So there's this little Rudolph one. That one is cute. I might do that one. Piggly Wiggly is cute. Forest Friends. Game of States. That might be a cute one. I don't think I've used this in any other projects yet, so I think I'm going to use that one because the colors work well. So let's use the Game of States. I also have Off to See the Wizard, Go to the Head of the Class, and then the Christmas Game. So I think maybe Go to the Head of the Class and Game of States because I like the colors on both of these. I'm going to use both of these in this project. So we'll take those two out and I'll show you how to put them together. These come in a digital kit. They will be up on my up in my Etsy shop later today. I don't know if I honestly can't remember if I put them in already for last year or not, because I made these last year. But if I didn't, I will list them so that way they will be up later today if you want to go get those out of my Etsy shop as a digital. But I want to show you how to put them together. Okay, so to put those together, you're just going to get the box covers. You're going to print out the box covers. All of the box covers are on a sheet of paper. They each measure, once they're printed, just slightly over 3 inches. So the box itself is right around 3 inches once you fold it. But as printed, they're just slightly over. Obviously, you can adjust the size depending on your print preferences that you choose in your printing. And you can do the same thing with the miniature little golden books, the Christmas little golden books, because I'm going to include one of these also in this project, as well as one of my vintage bingo cards. And I have these, or I will have these up in my Etsy as well. So I have an assortment of vintage bingo cards, a whole bunch of different ones. They are a digital. So the cards and the little golden books and the vintage game box covers will all be digitals. So let's make these covers, let's make these boxes. We'll put these boxes together. Just some other supplies that you're going to need for this project if you do it what I'm doing. Obviously I'm using an elf. Here's my little vintage elf guy right here. He is vintage, so he's not new. He does have a little bit of, marks and wear and tear and all of that, but he's super cute. So he is going to go front and center. I also have a vintage potato masher. I get these at the Goodwill bins. I have a whole bunch of them. I also have these vintage ones listed in my Etsy shop, so if you need one, go to my Etsy shop as well. I think the price range depends, they're probably in the teens for price range on these in my shop, depending on what they are, but all of them are vintage. So I am using authentic vintage pieces in this as well. And this one that I'm using also has a hole in the handle, so it can be hung as an ornament if you wanted to hang it as an ornament. Okay, then I also have some little vintage glass lights right here, and they're the larger glass lights. We're going to use those. I have some greenery, I have some tinsel, I have some checker pieces, I have some little tags, I also have some vintage playing cards. So just a few little pieces of ephemera. I'll probably add a few more things here and there as I go. I have Santa Claus, a digital Santa Claus. He, I think, comes in my digital labels kit. So I have him. I don't know if I'm going to use him or not. We'll see. I kind of just pulled him aside. And then what I showed you earlier of all of the digitals that come from my Etsy. So that is what we're going to do here. All right. So to make you're going to be able to cut out the covers like this. And then to make the box bottoms, you're just going to trace them on a light cardstock. So it's super easy. Again, just take a little pencil, use a light cardstock for your bottoms. You don't want regular copy paper, because regular copy paper is going to be too flimsy. So definitely use a cardstock. I honestly don't know what the GSI of this paper is that I have, but all right, so once you get all of these traced out, all your little box covers traced, you're gonna just cut these out and you're gonna fold them the same way you fold the covers. It's really easy. It's not difficult at all. All right, so here's my 2 box bottoms. Now, it definitely helps to print these, to cut these on the smaller side. So instead of cutting them a little larger, I cut them a little bit smaller than what I than what I traced. So I'll like cut like to the left of the lines as opposed to the right of the lines. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, we were supposed to go to Disney, but it's been really rainy and kind of yucky out, and I just didn't feel like going in bad weather. It's not that I don't like being in Disney in bad weather. I actually don't mind it, but we kind of wanted to go to the water park, so we decided to not go. Maybe wait till next week and see if the weather's a little bit better next week. I am not seeing comments. If any of you are commenting, I can't see your comments. I'm not sure why. I don't know if somebody wants to comment just to see. Actually, Sean, are you in here? Yeah. Can you go to my live and comment so I can see if my comments are working? I don't know if they're working or not. All right, so yeah, you just cut the bottom piece out like this. And I've got 2 of them to cut out here. We're gonna also distress these up to make them look like they're not brand new boxes. We're gonna make them look a little bit vintage since they are vintage games. All right, yeah, I guess they are working. Okay, thank you. It's just that nobody said hello yet. Welcome in if you're just hopping in. We are making some vintage decorations using our little knee-hugging vintage elf and a potato masher. So I'm actually making the bottoms of some vintage miniature game boards or game board boxes right now. These little boxes you can get in my Etsy, or you will be able to get in my Etsy after today. But they come just as the covers. The bottoms don't come with them, so you have to just trace the tops out and cut the bottoms out on a piece of cardstock. It's very easy. Okay, there are my bottoms. Let's show you how to fold these and put these together. I got a ruler and I also have a bone folder. It's sometimes easier with a bone folder, and also you're gonna need some tape. And I have tape somewhere in this mess. Where did I put it? Let me see if it's over here. Tape. Here it is. I was using it earlier. Okay, so basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna line up both corners like this, and you're gonna just fold over your piece like that, your edge or your side. Do the same thing on the other side. So what I like to do is I'll fold them first, and then I'll go back in with my bone folder and just make sure that they're nice and straight. This one got a little bent. There. And then I'll open them back up and I'll do the same on the other side. Just line those corners up, fold it over. There. So these boxes are a little bit, hello from West Virginia. Hello, Kelly, welcome in. So as I was just saying, these boxes, these box covers and bottoms, the sides are, they're a little thinner than my Shiny Bright ornament boxes. As you can see, here's one that's all complete. This is the Shiny Bright ornament box that I have as well. This one's like completed. But this one is a little thicker than the sides of the game board pieces. So the game board pieces are longer, more narrow. All right. So now when you put your tape on, I actually cut little strips of tape. I'll just take a little piece like this, and then I'll take my scissors and then just cut little thin strips of tape to use. I'll just cut a bunch of them, and then I'll use those little thin strips to hold the box bottoms together. So yeah, just little thin strips like this. All right, and then it's as easy as just taping those box corners together. Like I said, this is not hard. This is one of those things that you can do while you're watching TV. You can make a bunch of them and just cut them out and fold them and tape them. Good morning, Junie. Welcome in. All right, so there is, see how fast these are? They're not hard at all. I have people messaging me about the ornament box covers. They're like, oh, they're so hard to make. They're really not hard to make. They're very easy to make. They're very simple. Okay. So there are my box bases, or there is a box base. Let's see. The one thing that you do need to keep track of with doing these is the sizes of the boxes. Each one, the size may differ slightly as far as, I think these ones are pretty close to the same. Let me double check. But yeah, they're all slightly different sizes. So you got to make sure you have the right box cover with the right box bottom. So what I usually do when I'm doing all of them, I'll just like number the bottom of the box with the and then put the number on the back of the cover just so that I know that they can match up. So I'm not like having to try 100 different ones, you know, to see see which ones match up with the box and the bottom. So then you do the exact same thing for the tops. So also, if you want to, if it's easier for you, you can also score these slightly to help with the fold. So you can go in with your bone folder and score it slightly and then fold it so that you have a nice flat fold. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hello, Nancy. Welcome to all my new subscribers to my channel. We've gotten quite a few new subscribers this past week with the whole Christmas in July series starting. So welcome in. We've been doing all kinds of different crafting projects, all kinds of different Christmas themed fun things. I want to do some Christmas videos. I actually want to go, when we go to Disney, I want to go play mini golf at Winter Summerland because that's like very Christmas themed there. I think that would be fun to do. And maybe do a live while we're there. All right. So now, just like we did the bottoms, we do the tops the same way. And again, I'm just going to take my tape, little piece of my tape, and then just cut strips. I can usually get about 4 strips out of my tape. So it's usually one little piece is enough to cover a whole cover. Oops, that one I got something on. Yeah, so it is very gloomy here today in Southwest Florida. We normally have sunny, nice weather, like 99% of the time. It's like sunny and nice out. But today is gloomy. It reminds me of a New England day today, even though it doesn't when you go outside because it's very humid. But it is very gloomy today. Gloomy, gloomy, gloomy. Let's trim this. One piece of my tape was a little bit wonky looking. All right, so let's just see how this cover fits. And like I had mentioned, if you're just hopping in, when you make these box bottoms, cut them slightly smaller. Then see, this one fit perfect. It fit perfect. Yeah, cut the bottom slightly smaller than the top, just so that you know that your tops can fit good into the bottoms. But there is your little miniature game board. They're very easy. And those digitals will be in my Etsy. You just subscribed. Thank you. Sense of calmness. Oh, good. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, I try to do at least a couple lives a week, and it's usually just for an hour. We'll do either like a crafting live, or we'll do a live while we're out, you know, going for a walk or something. And then my videos for Christmas in July, I'm posting at least 3 or 4 videos a week, or I'm at least trying to, because I have so many crafts going on. And at the end of the month, we'll do everything that we crafted will get launched into my Etsy shop. So you can buy all the projects that we did throughout the whole month. I'm just distressing these up a little bit to make them look old, because they are old. But isn't that cute? Look at these little miniature game board boxes. All right, so that's one. I'm only doing 2 in this project. So here is my other one. Let's just fold these up. My house is very quiet today. There's no landscapers. Normally, I feel like every time I go live, there's like landscapers or planes flying over or something. But today it's nice and quiet. But it is dreary. There's no sunshine today. And I do miss the sunshine. So yesterday we went to Goodwill Bins, and we try to go a couple times a week. We went yesterday, and I am going to have a full, I probably could have done a 3-hour video, but we're going to have a full haul video on everything we got at the bins yesterday, because it was really good. We got so many good vintage Christmas items. We got a Santa and Mrs. Claus, like animatronic. Neither of them work. Neither of their movements work, but they do light up. They're both holding like little candles, and the little candles do light up. So I don't know if Sean can get them to work or not, or if we're just going to try to take the mechanism out for them to move and just have them so that they light up, because they're really cute. They're probably from the 80s. I got those yesterday, but anyhow, you'll see everything that I got in the haul video, because I am going to post the haul video maybe later today if I can get a chance to edit. Like I said, I had probably 2 hours of footage. I can't post a 2-hour video, but we got so much stuff. Lots of crafting stuff. Some New England, Florida sun to brighten your gloomy day. Thank you. I need it. I know these game boards are super cute. Like I said, I did these last year, and because I did a few projects for teachers' gifts last year, And so I used them in some teacher's gift projects. And so I decided to revisit them and do some more projects with them this year because they were a hit last year. But my whole thing with crafting is like I'm loving to use vintage items and like at least a couple of actual vintage items and incorporate it in like my crafting projects. So, you know, like I'm going to be using the authentic vintage potato masher in this one. And like a lot of my other projects, I have at least one or two real vintage items that I craft with. I don't know. I just think it adds, because it's something that you're not going to find normally. Like, I don't know, it just gives it authenticity. You're not going to find those things normally. Or the same, I should say. Hello, oh, Lake George. Oh, geesh, that's where we moved here from. We're actually from Lake George. Actually, Queensbury. We moved here from Queensbury. That's so funny. Bet. Yes, I miss Lake George, especially this time of year. I miss it. I've done a lot of videos in Lake George. I've done videos at Six Flags. I've done videos at the Dino Place, which was the old amusement park there. I forget what it's called. We've done lots of different tour videos. So there's all kinds of Lake George area videos on my channel back a few years ago. But yeah, we moved here. We sold our house in Queensbury and moved here. So that is funny. It's such a small world. We actually, when we first moved to New York, we lived in Saratoga Springs. So we lived there for 3 years. Then we bought our house in Queensbury. We lived in Queensbury for 5 years. We sold our house and moved down here. I know, it's such a small world. I love it down here. However, I do want to move from the actual area that we're in right now. Not that I don't like it here, because I really like it here. We need a bigger place. That's my problem here, is like we don't have a big enough place. We're kind of in what we were thinking would be like our vacation house. And it's not big. I shouldn't say, I don't need anything huge, but we literally, it's like 1,000 square feet, and we're used to like a 5,000 square foot home. Like I had a huge studio at our old house, and I had lots of crafting space and places to store things, and I just don't have that here. So I feel like it's hard to do anything. Like even having family over and friends over and stuff like that, it's like when you're used to having a large area and then you go to having a small area, it's just hard, I think. But I mean, I'm thinking like 2,500 square feet. I would just like, my whole thing is I don't care, like 2 or 3 bedrooms is perfect for me, and then 2 or 3 bathrooms, but I would love to have a big studio space to work, like at home. Either like, a separate space, like in a garage or like a shed or something. But yeah, I need more space to work, especially when you work from home. So Sean, sorry, I'm bouncing this around. You want to move to Florida bad, tired of the cold. Well, that's why we moved to Florida. We moved because we were tired of the cold weather. Like I was so over the cold weather. In 2020, when everything shut down, we actually came down here because my parents live down here. We came down here and stayed with them for a few months. And that's when we decided we wanted to move down here because we loved it so much. We're very close to the beach down here. Very close. Like this time of year, we can get to the beach in like 10 minutes. In the fall or in the touristy season, sometimes it can take a half an hour to get to the beach or more. But, we love this area. The only problem, and I've said this before, this area is so expensive that I cannot get the size house that I want because I just cannot afford to have a massive mortgage. We just not that I can't afford it. I don't want to have a massive mortgage. We don't want that. Like, that's why we kind of sold and moved down here. Cause we don't want to be tied to our mortgage. We want to be able to enjoy ourselves. We want to be able to go to Disney whenever we feel like it. And we want to be able to, travel and go on cruises and do the things that we want to do when we feel like doing it. And so we just didn't want to be tied to a big mortgage. So that's why, I would like eventually to find a little bit bigger of a place, but I'm definitely, we can't do that in Sarasota. It's just too expensive. So we're going to have to move more inland. Yeah, Destin is too far north though for me. Like, my family is here. I really want to be closer to Disney. I would love to be we're thinking Winter Haven, Winter Garden, the outskirts of the Disney area is what we're thinking. Even maybe a little bit further south, maybe even south of Kissimmee or Kissimmee, however it's pronounced. Or even there's a lot of new places popping up, just outside of Tampa as well. So yeah, Destin is definitely beautiful. We've actually driven through Destin on our way to Texas. And so Destin is beautiful, but again, that's I think too far north for me. I want to stay close to my family. My family is in Sarasota. My daughter lives in Lakewood Ranch. So I want to stay at least within an hour's drive from family. Okay, so here's my game boxes. They came out really cute. Love them. There's the back. I distressed them up so they look a little bit older. Here is my miniature Christmas little golden book cover. These are digitals as well. They come printed like this. So if you want to put pages or anything on the inside, you can. I'm actually going to put a couple pages in this one. And I'll show you quickly how I put the pages in them. It's really easy to do pages in these also. I have to move everything out of my way to get to my book here. All right, so I just literally have an old book that I just use pages out of. I'll just rip 2 or 3 pages in this book out. And then I will cut them down to size. Let me just see, what is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just over 5 inches. Can I fit this way? I can fit this way. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make a quick little mark just so that way I know what size my paper needs to be. And then I'm going to cut my paper just a little bit smaller than what I'm marking, just so that it's not sticking out from the sides of my book. Stay, don't fall. Hello, welcome. Welcome, Lindsay. Hello, hello. Yeah, Lakeland is a nice area too. My thing is that I would also not want to have to rely on I-4 if possible, or as little of I-4 as possible, because I-4 is terrible. I-4 is probably the worst highway I've ever driven on. There's always accidents, first of all, and it is always congested and always backed up for like forever. Normally, where I am right now, it takes like a normal day with no traffic. We can get to Disney in about an hour and 30 minutes. With traffic, most of the time, I should say, because traffic is most of the time, with traffic, 3 hours. So you're waiting in an hour and a half of traffic just from I-4. It's ridiculous. So that's why if I can find a place that I don't have to really rely on I-4 to get to Disney, then I will definitely like to do that. I'd like to not have to rely on I-4 because it's terrible. And anybody who lives in Florida will know exactly what I mean by that. Oh, nice. So yes, oops, let me move this. All right, so I have my 2 pieces of, actually there's 4 pieces because I did 2. Here's my book page, and I cut it down to be just slightly smaller than that cover that I just did, or my little golden book cover here. According to Inside, the Inside Out movie. I haven't seen the Inside Out movie yet. I have not seen it yet. I have not seen it. All right, so then what I do is I just take and fold my book pages in half, and then I'll just put a couple little staples just along the seam or the spine of the book, just like that. And now you have a cute little book with book pages in it. And you can also distress up the sides if you want. Just like that. All right. Well, try crafting. Crafting helps. All right, so our book is done. So now we have, I think, most all of our stuff done. I do want to just dress up my little bingo card here. All right, get this all distressed out. I'm going to distress the back just a little bit too, just so it's not like stark white. All right, there we go. All right, so my thoughts with this project was I want to take my potato masher and I want to sit my little elf, my knee-hugging elf. I'm going to actually make him make his knees up higher. I want to sit him like this on the potato masher. And I think I want to put his arms around each side, almost like he's like hugging the potato masher, kind of like that. And then what I'm thinking is, actually before that, I wanted to put my little golden book. I wanted to have him sitting on the golden book. So I think I'm going to glue the golden book down first. So I'm going to kind of just glue the golden book, kind of just like that, I think. Me too. I love crafting with miniatures. I actually, one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to be doing some miniature tassels for like gifts or for journals or whatever. We're going to do some miniature Christmas tassels. All right, so I'm just gluing that book right down to my potato masher. And then we're going to take our little elf and we're going to glue him right on top of this book. So I just want to make sure he's like in the right spot. And then I'm just going to put a bunch of glue right on his butt and sit him right down into that book. And then I'll like pinch his arms to kind of hold him upright like that, if you guys can see there. So he's sitting on that book. And then I have the bingo card, which I kind of want to layer some things in the back here. So I think he needs to sit forward a little bit. So what's nice about him is that he's got wire in him, so you can bend him pretty good. Sometimes you got to sit him on the edge of the table though here. I want him more forward. Okay, so then I want this bingo card kind of in the back like that. So I think I'm going to glue the bingo card I'm going to glue it right to the edge of my potato masher. But before I do that, I was thinking about adding some tinsel. I don't know for sure if I want to do this or not yet. I think, do I want to? Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit of tinsel. Make sure I have enough glue in my glue gun. Now this tinsel is just, it's like the smaller tinsel. I don't think this is vintage tinsel. I think this is modern tinsel, but it's the smaller stuff. It's not the real thick, puffy, heavy stuff. But I'm pretty sure I got this at Goodwill bins. Just gonna wrap it around. I'll wrap it around the handle. I'll put a little bit of glue, just some random spots. Yeah, I'm running out of glue. I knew I would here. Push this down here. All right, yeah, I'm just putting a little bit of tinsel around there. I mean, it covers pretty much the whole handle, but that's okay. It almost looks like a swing now, which is kind of cool. And I'll trim this piece off here. There. All right, I like that. I think that is cute. So I've been wanting to go see it. I've been wanting to go see that movie. I'm not, like, we rarely go to movies. We rarely have time to go to movies. But maybe sometime I'll go see it. I usually just wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. Okay, I think now I'm going to take my bingo card. I want him sitting a little bit more forward. Let me see. What can I do to make him sit a little bit more forward here? Because he's kind of leaning back and I want him more forward. I almost feel like I need to put something behind him, but I don't want anything too bulky. Let me see if I have a popsicle stick. I might be able to put a popsicle stick behind him just to pry him. Let me see. A little piece of a popsicle stick. it kind of just holds him forward a little bit. See, I just kind of put a popsicle stick behind his neck there. This is all going to get covered, so you won't see that. And then we can cover up this with something, but it just kind of holds him forward so he's not like falling back. So I'm just going to glue that in. Glue that popsicle stick right in place. There. Yeah, I think he's cute, kind of peeking, like he's almost like leaning forward, peeking out. I think he's cute like that. Okay, then let's get this. I think this will sit better back here now, this bingo card. I think that will sit better on there. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue like right in the center of the bingo card, and I'll just hold it in place there. And then let's put a little on his back. I just kind of do, I always call it touch points. I glue things at touch points. So whenever I'm doing this kind of craft, whenever something kind of touches something else slightly, I'll just put a little bit of glue just so that it doesn't, kind of keeps its shape there. All right, now, what I was thinking is, do I want him, I don't know, I'm trying to, you know what would be cute? If I could do like crisscross applesauce with him. Let's bend his legs, see if we can do more of like crisscross applesauce. And then we'll put one of those games on his lap. Like that. That's kind of cute. I like that. And then his hands will kind of pull up. And we'll put like a little game in his hands. Or we'll put both of the games in his hands. Maybe we'll just do one. We'll do one game. We'll do this game right here. We'll put like that game in his hands on his lap. I like that. Just gotta move his hands a little bit more. Yeah, that's cute. All right, let's glue that down. All right, that is cute. Cute, cute, cute. And then I can always glue like another one of the games kind of sticking out the back like that. But I also have these other things. So I have a vintage playing card, and then I have another playing card also. I don't think it's really vintage, but I'm gonna make it look vintage. I'm actually gonna like really bend it up, and we'll distress it. All right. So the distress ink that I am using in this project is the Archival Ground Espresso. It's the darker, more dark brown color. I'm using this in a lot of my Christmas projects this year. I usually use this color or Vintage Photo. The Vintage Photo is a little bit lighter, but this one is definitely a little darker, so you get that more deeper distressed look. Everyone's gonna want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Like I said, I'll have to see the movie to know the reference. Okay. Trying to get this project done within the hour here. What time is it? Got about 10 minutes left. All right, so I have this card and I have this card, which is already distressed. So I think I'm going to glue those together and kind of stick them in behind our little elf. So just taking a little bit of hot glue, just kind of glue them together like that. And we could glue something to this also. I have these cute little checkers pieces. We could even glue like a little checkers piece up to the top like that. That might be cute. Or somewhere up here. I think I'm going to do that. I'll just put a little checker right there. Just at the top. And then we'll stick these just in the back here. Put a little bit of glue. I'm using hot glue for everything in here today. You don't have to. You could use like a crafting glue or something also, but I'm using it because it's quick. There. So there, I'm gonna glue that to the back, and then I'll just, again, touch point, I'll glue a little right here also so it's not flimsy. And let's glue our little game board back here. He's coming out really cute. I'm loving this one. This project is turning out adorable. And it's so easy, like, to use things that, I mean, you don't have to use an elf, or you could use a new elf. You could buy a new elf or whatever. You could use a different stuffed animal. You could do a doll. You could do whatever. Like I did with the other one, I used Woody. Like I used the Woody doll on the other one. So you can use kind of whatever. Oh, really? I'm sure my son knows. I'm sure he knows who they all are. I can't keep up with like the new Disney characters. I'm a very vintage Disney character person. I love the vintage, like classic Disney characters. All right, so let's put another little checker piece on this little wood part right here just to cover this up. And then I also have these light bulbs, which I definitely wanted to try to incorporate these light bulbs in here. So I'm thinking I'll just put them like scattered around, like the tinsel, kind of sticking out. Maybe put one down at the bottom. Let's see, maybe I'll put one like right down in here. I like that, kind of sticking out under his arm. Let's do one right there. Got my glue strings here from my glue gun. And then let's do... Oh, you actually love things like this to display on the counter. Yeah, well, so I do a lot of them for centerpieces. Like when I sell them, like the majority of the ones that I sell, people are buying them for centerpieces. But yes, I definitely do all kinds of like little things like this, but he would be super cute like hanging on the tree, I think. I think this is just adorable. All right, I'm going to put some more of these just kind of scattered. Do this one right here. Plug my glue gun back in for a minute. The wireless glue gun is nice, but it cools off quick when it's not on the charger. So I got to keep constantly putting it back on the charger. He is turning out so cute. All right, so there's one. Let's do another one, like where maybe up in here. I'll do one right up in here. I like doing Halloween themed ones also. I'm going to start, just as soon as Christmas in July is over with, I'm going to start doing a lot of Halloween projects because I love doing the Halloween projects also. All right, so there is another one, and then I've got a blue one. Let's see, where do I want to put the blue one? Maybe right here, kind of just behind him a little bit. I like that. Sure. I'm going to actually put a little glue behind his ear because I think it sits behind his ear. There. I do. So I have a few of them. They go pretty quickly, but they're mostly in my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop, I will, once this live is done, I will post the link of my Etsy shop in the description below. But it's Shop Wicked Vintage on Etsy. I have tons of vintage items on there. I also have digitals that I do a lot of my crafting projects with. I sell a lot of my crafting projects on there. I do journals. I do all kinds of stuff. But I have like almost 700 items in my shop right now. So he is adorable. I don't even know if I need much more with him. I think I am going to put a little bit of greenery, only because I like to have a little bit of greenery. I'm going to take one of these vintage pieces of greenery here. I think I'm going to put something up top. Right here. I think I'm going to just put a little piece of greenery here and then put another one of these checker pieces in the greenery. All right, so we'll put that like that. We'll put that there. We'll stick that on the front. Just like that. I don't know if you can see it, but there we go. All right, so this was actually a pretty quick DIY here today. Yes, definitely go check it out. We finished this one up pretty quick. The only other thing that I might do with this project is I might put a hang tag, some sort of like ribbon or something up top here in this little hole. But for the most part, he's good. I also might put something back here. I might put some Christmas ornaments or something because I like to have it visually appealing all the way around. But you guys got the gist of it. When I do my lives, I at least like to get, have you guys get the gist of the projects that are doing. So you can get the digitals for my little vintage game boards and my bingo cards and the little golden books, all in my Etsy shop. They're digital downloads. So once you buy them, you can download them. I think you can download them up to 299 times. After that, I think it puts a stop on it, but it allows you to download them, and you can definitely use them for crafting. I ask that you don't print them to resell or resell the digital, but you can definitely use them in your own crafting projects. And I do have this little ticket too. This little ticket's kind of cute. I might stick the little ticket over here, or maybe, I don't know. I'm going to play around with this just a little bit more, but my hour is just about up on here, so I'm going to hop off. Thank you guys for watching today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and stick around for a lot more DIY and Christmas in July videos on my channel. And I probably will be going live again tomorrow night. Usually we try to do a Friday night live, but that's usually out and about somewhere, so we probably will go somewhere and do a live. If not Friday, Saturday, either day. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you again in the next video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care, guys.